So if I were to give some tips on choosing healthier plant-based meat products, if you are opting to consume some, I would first look for products that are low in saturated fat. I would make that the top priority for most people, unless, cholesterol levels are in, an excellent range and maybe you're more concerned about sodium or something. I generally would suggest, 3 grams of saturated fat or less per serving if consuming them regularly. If it's a once in a while thing, it's probably not going to matter too much. For sodium, I generally look at about 300 milligrams or less. This will limit you a lot in which products you choose because a lot of the products are, 4, 5, 6, 700 milligrams or even higher in some cases. So sodium can be one that does go quite high, and there aren't a lot of products with lower amounts of sodium. I would then look for products that are higher in protein, so about 20 grams or more is a pretty good mark to try to hit. And then I would look for products that are higher in fiber. Um, Fiber sort of last on the list because even the highest fiber products aren't going to be that high, but you might see a difference of like 1 or 2 grams versus, 5 or 6 grams, and maybe that's meaningful depending on the individual. So just to summarize, compared to meat, plant-based meat alternatives generally have a more heart-healthy nutrition profile and improved cardiovascular risk factors. The available studies have not identified risks of plant-based meats. There is significant variability in plant-based meats, though, so I wouldn't be surprised if certain ones are potentially a bit more risky than others. So something to keep in mind. And I kind of just pointed out some tips with choosing products. The negative headlines that we typically see are around misrepresenting study findings or other, sort of false concerns. Plant-based meats may lower fracture and pancreatic cancer mortality risk, but we definitely need more data there. And then plant-based meats are a more climate-friendly choice than meat, which I know for a lot of people is very, very important. And that's really it for the presentation portion. And happy to move on to Q&A around a lot of this stuff. If you aren't already, you can follow me on basically all the social medias. Just type my name in and it should pop right up. And then I also have a guide to optimal cholesterol levels, just kind of going over which foods raise cholesterol levels, which ones lower them, what are the ideal levels, and all of that. And you can download it at drmatthewnagra.com/resources for free, or you can scan the QR code there. But yeah, otherwise, I'm happy to hop on to questions.
Great. Great. Thank you for the presentation. Really appreciate it. So, all right. So you gave everybody your information. So that's great. So, what inspired you to get into talking about plant-based meats?
Yeah, so there's a couple things actually. For one, it wasn't even something that I consumed super often. It was just that when I realized that a lot of people who, let's say, aren't plant-based or vegan or in this, especially the health space, a lot of them aren't going to swap out their beef burger for a bowl of lentils or, for baked beans or swap out their bacon for baked beans for breakfast or something. And so, understanding that this is a much easier swap for people to make and it could potentially be very meaningful on a population level, I was interested in, well, what does the research actually say about it thus far? And I was very aware of that swap meat trial that I went over because that one did, get a lot of media attention, but I was not aware of a lot of the other ones out there. And I actually had one of my colleagues here at UBC was interested in conducting a clinical trial, which we're still working on getting going. And before we got into, designing that and then eventually, trying to seek funding and all of that, he thought it would be a good idea to write up a literature review first. And so I actually drafted up a review of kind of what was out there and I did my searches and everything. And I handed over. I was like, hey, this is what we know so far, and this is stuff that we could research a little further. And he's like, you know what? This is really good. We should just we could tweak a few things and help kind of formalize it, and we can maybe try to publish it. And that's really how it came together. And then having published that paper, having gotten the media attention that it did, people started asking me to talk about it more and more. And so I sort of designed this presentation around that, and I tweak it a little bit here and there depending on the audience. But that's really what drove me to being more interested in the topic.
So did you find that people who were meat eaters were staying away from the plant-based meats because of what they were hearing? Was actually effective at keeping people away?
Absolutely, 100%. And I like being on social media, especially, I see it all the time. I see so many people, fear mongering over the number of ingredients, the chemical names, the fact that they're processed, and especially when those headlines came out of the UK Biobank study, they were all over the place. I was seeing it nonstop, and it was such a misrepresentation of I wouldn't be upset if it was the truth of what they found. If they did find that plant-based meats were causing these issues, absolutely people need to know that. But the fact that it was such a misrepresentation of the study findings is what was sort of upsetting about that. And once it's out there, and I can't remember who's promoting it, but people like Joe Rogan and whoever, once a platform like that puts it out, it's very hard to kind of bring everybody back to reality and kind of showcase, no, this isn't actually what it showed. So yeah, it's out there all the time.
Do you find that people who are meat eaters who try a Beyond Burger without, or the plant-based meats without that preconceived notion, do they respond to it positively or negatively?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of you'll see a lot of videos of blind taste tests, but there are actually a couple published studies on this where they did blind taste tests and actually recorded the responses. And what's really funny about that is in the couple that I've seen, the plant-based meats actually do better than the animal-based meats. Now that is, it's in a sense an unfair comparison because the Beyond Meats or the plant-based meats are already seasoned, right? So when they're in the package, they already have some of those well, I don't know what, like garlic powder or whatever they're putting in there for the flavoring, but and a little bit of the salt. Whereas if they're comparing it to a plain Beyond Burger versus a plain beef burger, well, the beef burger doesn't have any seasoning yet, so it doesn't taste as good. But in those taste tests anyway, people favor the plant-based meats. But even in the blind taste tests we've seen in other forms, people tend to like the plant-based meats if they don't really know what they're getting. And there was a really funny viral moment on one of the UK talk shows, I believe it was, where this self-proclaimed sausage expert. I don't know how he got that title, but self-proclaimed was given two like sausages to try or something like that, and he's like, oh, this one's the plant-based or this one's the animal-based one. It's excellent. It's juicy. It's whatever. This one's the plant-based one. It tastes like crap. It's garbage. And it turns out they both were plant-based, and they tricked him. And it was just like such a funny. And then he tried to walk it back after the fact. So there is a bias there for sure.
So would you, if someone is eating a whole food plant-based diet
Mhm.
and they're successfully doing it, so they're already past that transition phase, do you recommend the plant-based meats as a healthy part of that diet, or is that more of a transition type of food?
I wouldn't recommend it necessarily to anybody. Like, I don't think anybody needs to. I don't think if someone's eating whole foods plant-based that they're going to improve their health by incorporating them. My stance is more so for one, if you're swapping out meat for plant-based meats, it's a win. In based on the research that we've seen, it's pretty consistently a win. But if you're somebody who's eating a whole foods diet and occasionally you want to indulge in a plant-based meat or something, I don't see an issue with that. I think that's fine. It can factor in, but I'm not going to go being like, hey, you should be eating these things. Like it's going to improve your health necessarily. That's not really my position on it.
So if somebody had a decent percentage of their diet coming from this kind of these types of products, what would you expect the health outcome to be?